Hello, T-Master is here. It's been so long since I uploaded anything. The last thing I did was random shorts from my experience with Security Breach, which I'm still working on. And now, it's time for a video I never expected to do. You know, if it wasn't for this video, I would have not played Banban 7. I'm not a fan of the previous games, and I have a lot of things to say about them. But maybe Banban 7 is not gonna be as painful and boring to go through as the previous ones.
Never play with the devil. Doctor's orders!
Banban 7 takes place in an interesting location, a miniature city, something very good that was actually shown in Bendy and the Dark Revival. But unlike Bendy and the Dark Revival, most of the tasks you do here are in the city, which is something very good. What's the point of having a city if you're not gonna do something with it? And that was very promising for me. Yet, I wished it was better. I wish you could have done more in the city, like talking to more NPCs or doing simple minigames, because in this state it feels a bit empty. Also, the new character in this game, the doctor thing, I like that they introduced him as a ruthless person, but then that side of his character completely disappears as soon as we save him from the slug thing, which is very dumb. He got angry at the alien for giving him a hammer instead of scissors, yet he becomes friendly with us for saving him from the trap we set. And this is supposed to be funny?
Don't worry, I'm a surgeon of my word. I won't hurt you. And not after saving me from your own doing.
What's going on? Also, this game introduces a new mechanic, the ability to actually play as the drone. Finally! This should be a new mechanic. This should have been how the drone works from the first place. I was gonna say it once, but if I were to make Garten of Banban, I would have made the drone mechanic so you can play as it, instead of this boring and annoying mechanic. But you guessed it, the execution is trash. The controls are so weird, slow, it takes a while to rotate. I don't know why they made the WSAD keys as the buttons to rotate the drone. Is it that hard to use this thing? And the drone puzzles in this state sucks. The first time you get it, it was to hit a button on the other side of the wall that requires you to use the drone to fly to the other side. Very simple, but no problem. It could be just a tutorial, right? The difficulty is gonna increase through time and drone puzzles will get more complicated. Right? Right? No. Just no. This is all what you get. Fly the drone to the other side of a wall and hit a button. It almost feels like the challenge from these puzzles is to navigate through the crappy controls instead of using your brain. And if you notice a pattern here where I compliment the game then hates on it, then this is intentional to represent my experience. Whenever they introduce a new feature, first I like it, and then hates it so bad. At least this is not as painful as the previous games, especially the second, because there's a lot of things to do here in order to give the player as much changing gameplay as possible, like the Bambolina minigame, which is much better and fun than the trial and error trash of a section in the second game, or this minigame where you have to memorize a certain order of shapes. Decent, simple, wish it gets harder and complicated, and some weird sections where they magically expect you to know what you're supposed to do, like here, where you have to set a trap for the doctor guy. The problem is that there is no hint that you can do it, and this is not something you've done in the previous games. It just magically expects you to know what to do, like Hello Neighbor. Or this section, the most annoying one, where you're magically expected to know that there is a door in the second room. And this part. Oh, this part. This dumb, annoying chase sequence that tells you to run where directly in front of you your enemy and behind you the place where you came from. So naturally, you're gonna go back, right? No, you have to go inside this weird, dark thing and you have a few seconds to figure out which direction you should go to. And if you manage to do it, you have to run on rooftops and only jump at the edge where a certain lag happens, or else you would fall from a 10 feet height and die. Although we survived an elevator crash in the first chapter. and then you have to press E at the correct time for the brown guy to catch you, or else you have to repeat this nightmare all over again. I hate this game! But to be honest, there are times where I was engaged with this game, like the dream scene, can't miss it, or the fight with Jumbo Josh. Although I enjoyed this game in some parts, most of the time I was suffering, either through figuring out what I'm supposed to do, or navigating through the dumb controls of this frickin' drone. Am I excited for the next game? Hell no. Am I gonna play it? Maybe. But, and this is the big but, the best part about Garden of Banban 7 is that it doesn't end on an elevator.